Forecast first, sponsored by Ozark Insurance.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. This is your forecast first. Well, we're moving into a nice mild pattern in the coming days, but along with all those very mild temperatures out there, we got to deal with a little bit of rain. It looks like we're going to see a soaker heading into your Thursday, Friday, and a lot of this rain could actually last until next week. We'll take a better look at it coming up in just a few. Local 33 News at 10 starts right now.
Coming up, a new chapter in American history. We take a look at how this new administration is taking shape and how Louisiana played a role in today's historic events.
Plus, the latest on the plan to expand Millennial Park. We talk to both sides as the Metro Council weighs its options.
Good Wednesday evening. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Chad Sabity.
And I'm Carly Lang. Thank you for joining us for Local 33 News at 10. Well, America witnessed the birth of a new presidency today. President Joe Biden called this a winter in peril and significant possibilities with much to repair, restore, and heal. And he's wasting no time getting to work. NBC's Kristen Welker brings us this report on Biden's priorities in the first 100 days.
Tonight, President Biden in the Oval Office already at work.
And these are just all starting points.
Reversing the policies of President Trump, including ending the travel ban from some Muslim-majority countries, imposing a mask mandate on federal property, and killing the permit for the Keystone Pipeline.
Are we going to step up, all of us? It's time for boldness, for there's so much to do.
Then there's his plan for a $1.9 trillion COVID relief package, including $1,400 in direct payments to Americans. Biden also poised to send his controversial plan to overhaul the immigration system to Capitol Hill, including a pathway to citizenship for the estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants living in the U.S. The president also set to end construction of the border wall. NBC's Jacob Soboroff is on the border tonight.
Construction on the border wall continues. In fact, you can see construction vehicles right there. A local official on the ground here told me they are just waiting on word from Washington, D.C.
But in the midst of Biden's calls for bipartisanship and unity, several of his moves will likely spark heated debate and steep divisions. And it also comes as America is already split over the looming impeachment trial of President Trump.
Well, fashion is often a highlight of the presidential inauguration. This year, one Baton Rouge's native designs were ready to wear. Christopher John Rogers, a 2012 graduate of Baton Rouge High School, was living out his childhood dreams by designing Vice President Kamala Harris's purple coat today for the ceremony. The purple, a nod to women's suffrage, and the first black woman elected to Congress, Shirley Chisholm. The 27-year-old Rogers was also named the 2020 Emerging Designer of the Year by the Council of Fashion Designers of America.
Well, he actually designed for Michelle Obama as well. So, I mean, I'm not surprised to see this on our new vice president. He's been creative ever since he was in 5th grade when I first met him.
Rogers has also designed clothes for other celebrities, including Jennifer Lopez and Tracy Ellis Ross.
Meanwhile, the Louisiana Republican Party is issuing a new message to supporters as the presidency, House and Senate are now led by Democrats. In a statement today, the LA GOP says, quote, freedom will soon hang by a thread, end quote, because of the Democrats' new power in D.C. Now, the party tells conservatives to preserve and remain active and says Democrats are making a pretense of calling for national unity.
At today's presidential inauguration, Governor John Bel Edwards and his son were those among the attending crowd. The governor tweeting out this photo from Capitol Hill saying he was proud to represent Louisiana today and that he hopes all Louisianans will heed President Biden's call to, quote, unite with our whole souls to address the many issues that our country is facing.
Well, a clear message of healing and reconciliation from the inaugural poet and one of today's most talked about moments. At just 22, Amanda Gorman is the youngest poet to deliver the inaugural poem. Gorman recited her original poem, The Hill We Climb, which reflected much of the healing sentiment that President Biden included in his address.
The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace, and the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. For there is always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
Gorman is a native and resident of Los Angeles and the country's first national youth poet and laureate.
Vice President Kamala Harris speaks proudly about her sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha, and today her sorority sisters cheered her on from afar. NBC Local 33's Kennedy Walker shares why they feel so empowered.
Around the world, women and girls surrounded their TVs and witnessed history as Kamala Harris is the first black woman and first Asian American woman to be the vice president of the United States.
I, Kamala Davy Harris, solemnly swear.
Harris, a graduate of Howard University, credits a lot of her success to her sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha. And while she shined in a purple ensemble, AKAs at Southern University wore their symbolic pink and green, supporting their sorority sister from afar.
It really made me tear up because black women and black people don't really get to be in the spotlight like that.
I look at her as just like, wow, if you can do it, I can too.
Kennedy Batiste is Miss Southern University and an AKA. She says seeing Vice President Harris get sworn in makes her believe that anything is possible.
I feel like I'm very invincible.
Brian McCann, an LSU communications professor, says everyone, especially men, benefit from seeing and having women lead, whether that's leading a company or nation.
In the U.S., we historically associate power and leadership with masculinity and whiteness. If they believe that women can be leaders, they're going to respect women more.
For American women, a glass ceiling has finally broken. And Harris's sorority sisters say this is just the beginning.
It doesn't matter what color you are, what you look like, how you dress. Like, go after everything you want and don't stop because the sky is the limit.
Kennedy Walker, NBC Local 33 News.
Alpha Kappa Alpha, the country's first black sorority, was founded at Howard University on January 15, 1908.
Meanwhile, Louisiana still has 2 open congressional seats, and candidates have a lot of work to do in just 2 short months. Harrison Golden was at the state elections office where the hopefuls are officially putting their names on the ballot.
Well, from now through Friday, this is the place to be. This is where candidates for Louisiana's 5th congressional district will file their official campaign paperwork. On Thursday, we expect Republican Julia Letlow to file her forms for the job her late husband, Luke Letlow, won before his death last month. But it won't come without some opposition. We heard from that opposition Wednesday.
It's not about throwing dirt at her and tearing her down. It's how can we build up each other together, regardless of what the outcome is.
I have great admiration for her. With that said, there's always room for another reasonable voice.
She's going to have some tough days ahead. But I say, Louisiana District 5 needs a representative that will be not distracted, but able to have 100% of their efforts.
Get to know your candidate. Get to know the person you're sending to Washington. Because once you send them there, it's too late, at least for a couple of years.
Now, still 2 days to go and possibly more candidates entering the fray. And a reminder, Election Day is March 20th, and if none of the candidates strike above 50%, the top 2 vote getters will go at it later this spring. But for now, we're here at the Secretary of State's office. I'm Harrison Golden. Back to you.
Now continuing our coverage of Millennial Park tonight. The Metro Council and EBR delaying a rezoning request. NBC Local 33's Jonah Gilmore brings us a look at the heated exchange that ended tonight's debate.
Shut your mouth, you liar. Don't lose your breath. Yeah, look, I got something for you right here, my man. Don't lose your breath. Wait, who's the clown now?
A nearly 2-hour discussion on the rezoning of Millennial Park ended with both sides being escorted out of the building.
Don't get involved with that whatever, but you need to go ahead and leave. Y'all can finish at a different day, all right?
Both sides were passionate.
The truth has a place in this world, but it's not in his life. It's all lies. He flip-flops the whole time. No integrity.
You know, some of the things that were said on both sides, everyone has, points, good points that they're making.
Wednesday, the Metro Council voted to defer the request, hearing neighbors' concerns, but ultimately looking at safety. The deferral allows the owner to come back before the council and present a new plan.
Wait those 30 days, and we're going to go for CAB1, which will be 50% alcohol sales and 50% food sales. and we'll just move forward from there.
The rezoning drew opposition when neighbors complained the music was too loud and people were parking on their grass. They say including alcohol will only bring trouble.
What bothers me more than anything is Cam Jackson going to the mic and straight up telling lies to the council.
The owner says despite negative comments, he's getting to work with a new timeline ahead of him.
Whatever steps we have to take, that the board told us, we're going to take them, and so we can continue to be successful.
Jonah Gilmore, NBC Local 33 News.
That rezoning will be discussed next month at the Metro Council's meeting scheduled for February 17th. Of course, we'll keep you updated. And still to come tonight, it's been 1 year since the first U.S. case of the novel coronavirus was located. A look at what comes next in this ongoing pandemic fight.
And we'll take you out to one kid-friendly gym that's making the most of a difficult time exercising the body and mind. That's next in this week's Family First.